If y'all stand as we go into worship, how's everybody doing? Good. Thanks, Kim.
Come on, church, you know there. Oh, I was buried beneath my shame. Oh, who could carry that kind of weight? It was mine till I made. Oh, I was breathing but not alive, and on my failures I tried to hide. It was mine till I made. But then you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. And now your mercy has saved my soul, and now your freedom is all that I know. Come on, sing it out. Your name, Jesus, when I met you, and then you called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. I needed rescue. I needed a rescue. My sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter. I was an orphan. Now you called me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future. My eyes are open. 'Cause when you called my name, shout I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day.
Hey, go ahead and stand back up, because we're going to go back to the bridge. We're going to do that a little bit better this time. I needed rescue. This is my story. This is your story. I'm getting rescued every day. And we need to be sure that we're singing this out, praising to the Lord. And we ask Don't worry about the person standing beside you because they can't sing either. So just sing it out. Praise the Lord. Do it.
I need a rescue. My sin was heavy. The chains break at the weight of your glory. I need shelter. I was an orphan. Now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future. My eyes are open. 'Cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day.
God is good. All the time. All right. So if you're a visitor, go ahead, text to this number. Welcome to this number. And you'll get a text back, and then you'll respond with your email. And what that does is that allows us to keep you informed of what's happening within the church. So you know what's going on. But I wanted to thank everybody for being here. And today is Men's Day. So we got a special guest speaker today. Just a couple announcements before we get started. We got some activity sheets over here on the piano if folks need that. And then also we have our activities on the Google Calendar. So if you need help with the Google Calendar, let me know. And also wanted to thank Paul for doing the devotion this morning for the men's breakfast. It was a really good message. Thank you. And if you haven't noticed, Shorty's back. So he's in the back there. So praise God. And also want everybody to keep on praying for Glenda. She's still out with a kidney stone. So we're not sure exactly when she'll be back, but be in prayer for her. And also, while she's out, there won't be anybody in the office. So if you need anything, feel free to text any of the deacons. And as Todd mentioned last week, he and Crystal are off on their anniversary vacation. So they're going to Nashville. They're actually in the air right now. Yeah. So be in prayer for them that they travel safely, and that and while Todd's there, he probably won't be answering the phone. But if you do need to reach him, you can text him or leave a voicemail, and he'll get back to you when he can. So this has been a pretty busy week. So I just noted a few things that had happened that we need to be in prayer of. So a week ago we had the tornado in Nashville, so there's still a lot of people that are living through that devastation, so be in prayer for them. And then also Tuesday we had the election day, which this will be an important election year. So if you're going to be 18 before November 3rd and you haven't registered to vote, or if you need to do a change of address or anything like that, let me know. I can help you with the voter registration. And also wanted to mention about the coronavirus. So we put up a couple flyers throughout the church just to remind everybody to wash your hands. And also, more importantly, if you end up with a fever, be sure that you don't go to school, don't go to work, and try not to spread that while you're contagious. And so, let's see, what else? Birthdays and anniversaries. We got any birthdays?
I have one.
Okay.
So the Northwest Pregnancy Center, Women's Center in North Carolina, we had the banquet, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they provided us with this bag. They give these bags to the new mommies that come in, and they have a list of things that they fill that bag with. And so over the next several weeks or month or whatever it takes, we want to fill this bag with the things that those mummies and babies need. I'll have it somewhere, Melinda's office or out here, maybe out here on this table.
Take a picture and text it to me.
Okay, perfect. But I'll put the bag up here on the table where our mailboxes are. And just if you're out and about and you can pick up, there's a list here that they provide, and you can pick up something, then let's bless these mommies because it means a lot to them, and it's a huge ministry to these, and not just mommies but daddies too. So I'll put it out here. I'll put the list out there along with it, and if you have any questions, just let me know.
All right.
Going back to my youth.
Here we go. There you go.
Any other birthdays or anniversaries? All right. Well, the ushers come forward for our tithes and offerings.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for that can be here today, and I hope that we all have I hope that we all have a good day today and take it and learn something today. Hope that we learn something today, and we want to pray for anybody that's sick or getting sick, and we want to pray for our hopes and dreams, and we want to pray for safe travels home. In Jesus' name we pray.
If everyone will stand as we continue in the worship.
Come on, clap. When darkness tries to roll over my bones, when the sorrow comes to steal the joy I own, when brokenness and pain is all I know, oh, I won't be shaken, oh, I won't be shaken. 'Cause my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Take it out, church. My fear doesn't stand a chance. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my faith could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. And I will call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours. You are mine. For I am yours. You are mine. For I am yours. You are mine.
I was just thinking that, it definitely is a blessing for us to have our praise band, and each and every one of them are talented. It's also good to have Will up there in the sound booth. He's been learning and training, and he's been doing really well. And I'm so glad that he's not going to turn my voice into a chipmunk. So, but I wanted to introduce our guest speaker, and everybody knows him. He's been with us here in the church for a long time, and he's got a lot of funny stories. He makes everybody laugh, makes everybody smile. He's great with kids, and he's also known as Sarah Beth's daddy. So I'm proud to call Stanley my brother in Christ. So give it up for Stanley.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This ain't working. Yeah. You hear me? Huh? Are you dead? Maybe. Will, you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Will. Hey, you can work this can open can of biscuits. Right.
Yeah, it's complicated.
I would say, Nick, thank you for my background. Will share a funny story with you. Me, Nick, Todd went to the mountains. The women went to a women's conference, and we go to the race. I love going to a race. Coming back 1 o'clock at night, Mother Nature strikes me. We stopped top of the mountain. News to say they had a flood. I've never seen a human man relieve himself that long. I thought he was going to dehydrate before we got back to the road.
Hey, you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's right. Before I get to the message that I had, there's just one scripture. It's in Matthew 7:7. Let's do kind of like a testimony time. I was born to my mother and dad, Sarah and Cheryl. Bear with me. This is my fear. Is crying. Because But, Eddie, he was alcoholic, and I got a funny story about that too. You know, he born, Mama had a full-time job, so I didn't grow up in church. Only church time we had was Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, Jimmy Swagger came on. You know how that ended. So, I never grew up in church, like any other teenager. Meet a girl, go to church. But I did the walk, but it wanted transformation. Bear with me. I'll get it in a minute. I didn't change my heart. So naturally, after the girl left, I left church. So we get on, and by the grace of God, nothing happened to me. So we're back to working on a race car. When it was either Tuesday or Wednesday night, I can't remember. Back in, was it 96 or 97, Val? When did we meet? Okay, I just didn't know the year. So we're working on a race car, and we decided we had to run to get some parts. We're coming back, and being a fat guy, our bellies got hungry, so we had to eat. So we stopped by the creamery there in Wilson to get something to eat, because the race car was right at Southern Piping, right there off the 301 in Wilson. And so I go in, Valerie's working. My middle brother was with me. I'm the third of the three boys. I got Dennis, he's the oldest, Ricky's the youngest. I'm the middle. They said I was the baby. I don't know. Do I look like the baby? No. My brother used to tease me all the time. He said, you breastfeed till you're 18 years old. You ought to be big. See, I got joked about that too. But he always had a running joke with me, talking about how big my head was. I worked at Barnes Motor Parts, and of course we would turn to Napa, and we'll be there at Parts County and say, look, Stanley, look, your hat's out there on top of the truck. Your head's so big. So he always had to run a joke. Well, I walked in and saw Valerie, and the first thing I said, this was my pickup line. I looked at her and said, you dated big-headed men? She kind of laughed, played it off. I got her number. Then I looked across the room after I got my food, and she was walking across there and had 10 hot dogs on her arm, going across there like that. I know she was from me. Bad thing about it is, to tell you the truth, I hated the Creamery. They had the nastiest food I ever tasted. The Lord directed me that night. So we started dating, we get married, we joined church at New Life Church. It was good. October, well, y'all know, Todd tells the story all the time how he wanted to go to church, and she wanted to go to church, and I wanted to go with her, and finally she asked him to go, and then I decided to go. It took him going for me to go. But October of 2000, I gave my heart to the Lord. And I still didn't have that true conversion, but I know it was stronger than it was the first time. So we went for several years, was involved, and something happened. Well, to me, but it was to my family, that other family that went there, and we fell out of church. Well, we looked and looked and looked, and we never could find what we wanted. Then my brother started calling every Sunday morning. every Sunday morning he would call, wanted to know if we were going to church. I was like, be laying in bed, and I looked at Bella and said, about 8 o'clock. You know what that means, don't you? Dennis was the call. And sure enough, if every morning, every Sunday morning, he called, y'all going to church this morning? No, we ain't going to church this morning, Dennis. Why ain't you going to church? I don't want to go to church this morning, Dennis. So we finally, after a while, I reckon he just got tired of calling, but he quit calling. Then I got involved in softball, and y'all know my passion for softball. I coached all my life. So that took us away from church. But say I forget the main part. We had two beautiful kids between that time, Caleb and Alan. So we're off playing softball, having fun, and still on in church. And y'all know all the story about Caleb and Ashley coming to the rest of softball. So, but that's part of my story this morning. But back to Daddy. Back to the funny story. I like to tell jokes. I do. I love to share stories. This is a true story, and Lord forgive me. I went with Valerie at the time I was dating another girl. Maybe if I was with Valerie, she probably would have said, you don't need to wear that. So Daddy was picking up his 10-year chip, AA chip, down at, I think it was the First United Methodist down in Wilson. And I go, y'all know I don't like wearing pants, so I ain't gonna wear pants. Matter of fact, I got clearance from Todd to wear this today. So we go down there, me and my girlfriend at the time, and my whole family goes. And I'm walking in there, and we're sitting down, I had my shorts, my t-shirt on. I just felt funny. I said, why's all these people staring at me? What's wrong with these people? And my brother leans up to me, he says, Stanley, you're wearing a Budweiser t-shirt. I like Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott was sponsored by Budweiser at the time, so I wasn't thinking. But I really fell out of place that time. But back to this, I coached softball. I started out coaching my niece and nephew. Coached when I didn't have kids. And coached for a long time. Softball, I met good people. Met Melissa. Where's Madison not here? Madison? Yeah. Not getting you yet. You're in this story too. So we met Melissa and Vernon at the time, Julie and Madison. And I loved, matter of fact, the day I quit, I was so tore up about it that my wife thought she was going to put me in the hospital. It wasn't the softball that I was missing. It was the kids. I care less about the kids. The softball. Now the parents, some of the parents, I enjoyed listening to them. I sure did. Especially ones that will call you after a ball game and ask, why didn't my kid play this and why didn't my kid play that? Why did your kid play shortstop? Or why did you put my kid in the outfield? Is your kid not good enough to play? Is she too good to play the outfield? No, she's not. No, she is. You know the story. And this goes from a man that didn't have any, what's the word I'm looking for? Any knowledge? No, not knowledge. I got a little bit of that. Not much, but I got a little bit. I didn't have favorites. Many people thought I had papers, but I didn't have papers. I learned a long time ago that you play the ball. When I grew up old school, you went with the best 9 players you had, and that was big. That was it. So I didn't see my child as different than anybody else's. Matter of fact, when you have people ask you, do you ever even have a kid on your team? Well, yeah. Which one? 17. What I really want to say, 17. The best one on the team. But I couldn't. I couldn't do that. So, when we started talking about giving up softball and stuff, we talked about it a long time, you know, and this is a God moment that, without a shadow of a doubt, this is a God moment. Mother's Day, or Father's Day, we were at my brother's house for Father's Day, and on the way home, we have a wreck. And we get to an intersection, man pulls out in front of Steve Moses, flips a van, we slide down the road on our roof, land in the ditch. All Allie could say about the whole wreck was, "Ooh, we had sparks. Sparks sure were cool." So we wind up in the ditch, we're upside down. Valerie, she's okay. Her arm's messed up, my arm's messed up, my leg's messed up, and everybody's fine. I turn around, first words I told Kayla, I said, "Kayla, do not unbuckle. You're upside down. You unbuckle, you're going to fall on your head." Needless to say, she unbuckled, fell on her head. Alice, she's still sitting over there in the seat, just looking, still amazed at all the sparks and stuff. I climbed through the back, kicked the back window out, and at that, once I knew they were okay, that's when the rage set in. And when I got out of the car, I looked for that person. And needless to say, I was going to kill that person. I was that mad until I saw that the woman was pregnant. Then when we got to the hospital, man, I wanted to kill the doctor. I know killing ain't the right thing. God don't want you killed. Needless to say, if I ever get in the hospital wreck again, don't take me to Wilson. Don't take me to Nash. Take me to Greenwood. Take me to Raleigh. If I die on the way, it's meant to be. But don't take me to Wilson, because we had some bad times with that. So we go through that, and I ain't never been in a wreck like that. I didn't know what to do. So before I could get home, get settled, we got lawyer letters in the mail. I mean, I think they were at the door before we got home with letters. And we ain't never got that many bills. We get our fair share of bills, but we had a lot of letters from the lawyers. But we won't looking at suing or anything like that. We just wanted our car replaced, and we wanted our medical bills paid for. Well, it wasn't too long after that, probably the next week. I hadn't seen Todd in probably, 2-3 years? It's been a while, you know. So I'm sitting at the drive-through at State Florida Credit Union trying to get my check cashed, and they're driving me nuts because it never fails, always the one that pulls in behind the person. Just got sent at 2 back 10 times. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear somebody call my name, and it was Todd. And it was like it had always been. He invited me to church. We came. We had tried it out here when he first came, but I had a problem being preached to by my friend. I couldn't separate the two. So once again, we come for a little while, then we went to another church for a little while, and still wanting church. But I wasn't too long after that, we did, as a matter of fact, the next Sunday we came, and we fell in love with it. It was what we were looking for. So we know that story. Well, while this was going on, we were still playing softball. And Kayla was getting to the point where she was looking at giving it up. But she didn't know that I was looking to give it up. I love softball, and I love being around the kids, but I wanted to be here. So, naturally, when she said that she wanted to quit so she could spend more time at church, I was all for it. Made sense to me, is what I wanted, it's what she wanted. She was worried that I would be mad. And I always told her, I said, if you want to quit, you can quit, but you got to quit on the right reasons. You ain't going to quit to stay home. You ain't going to quit to get a job. You ain't going to quit because of a boy. You will quit for the right reason. So I couldn't think of anything better than for her to quit than to come be with the Lord. So she made that difficult decision, and we made it as a family. Now, so we get in the church, the devil starts attacking. We rededicate our lives. The devil comes knocking harder. It was bad before, now it's getting worse. So, y'all know all the story about Kayla and how she enrolled in the early college. You know, we prayed about it, and there was no doubt that it was God's will for her to go there. I mean, point blank, our prayer was she was picked, and she should get in, she should go. So she got in. So we knew without a doubt that it was God's desire for her to go there. Now, she dealt with the fact that she couldn't play ball for the next 4 years. She was giving that up. Well, I don't know if she's watching now, but I gave up something too. See, all them years of coaching her, I didn't see her. I didn't have that daddy moment where I said, yeah, Kayla, great job. It was always, most time this was the conversation on the way home after the ball tournament. We'd be like, and look, we were good. Were we not? We were good. We won probably 9 out of 10 tournaments we went in. And that's not a knock, that's not a pat on my back. The girls did it. I was just there to help them get along to get there. So we won a lot of tournaments, but I can never, one tournament comes to mind. We were playing down at Kinston, and this was good because Allie was little. She was probably Sarah Beth's age. We were playing somewhere in Kinston. It was a park. It had like some swing sets and had like a tree line and had a path through it, walking trails. I can't think. It was downtown Kinston, and we were playing there. And I remember because Allie, she was little, about Sarah Beth's age, and the car had run off the off the ditch. She got stuck on a drain tile, and once again, she had a great time with that. That was fun. And we won the state title. We were the champions of the state. And on the way home, Cal asked me how I did. I said, "Good." I said, "You did good. But that one play, you booted." So, instead of, and that wasn't the daddy in me, that was the coach in me. What I should have said was, "You did great. You're the champion. I'm so proud of you." But I didn't. So, as she's made a decision to go to early college and give up playing sports for 4 years, the part about her not playing sports was big to me because I saw it as I couldn't coach it. I couldn't have no part in it. I was finally going to get that moment to be a dude. And I wasn't mad at her, but I was disappointed. But I never told her that. Never made mention that I was disappointed that she went to the early college. So, you know how Todd is. She gets to her super senior year, and once again, there's a chance that she could go back and play her high school for 1 year, her super senior year. So I got my hopes up again, but come to find out, her eligibility had run out, so she couldn't play. And trust me, Todd, y'all know how Todd is. He gets on a mission. He's going to do everything he can to see if he can get it correct. And he did, but it is what it is. She couldn't play. So I was like, I missed out again. Well, during the time that she was at early college, I know if you were here a couple weeks ago, you heard about the ordeal that we went through with her early college. We went to counseling and all that stuff. Paid $95 for an hour visit to a shrink that told me that I needed to apologize. I said, "You need to give me $95 because you're flat." And at first I was hesitant at going. I was like, I don't need a shrink. You know, I pictured I was going to go in like the old days, lay down on the couch, fall asleep on it. Because, you know, I do have sleep apnea. But it was cool. We talked, and we got a lot of things out. And he showed me why me and Kayla always bumped heads. Because we were just alike. She didn't talk, I didn't talk. She get mad, she'd swell up. I hold everything inside, I was the same way. So when she went through her thing at college, naturally the first thing that happened, we get mad, we get defensive with her. We weren't very nice when it first happened. So I'm sitting there paying the $95, which he always paid after, so I don't like I paid up front for this, but when today we talked about Caleb, he said, that moment that y'all find out what was going on, he said, what was your reaction? I told him, I said, there was a lot of anger. I was mad, her mama was mad, she was mad. We said things that we probably shouldn't have said, but, I mean, who in the right mind wouldn't have been like that? And that's when he said, you didn't take her long, and you need to apologize to her. And back in my mind, like I said, I'm paying you $95 to tell me what I got to apologize. So I did, went back. I go to braces, I take photographs, and the reason why, she don't understand it, but the reason why I take photographs at the races and anywhere else, gives me a chance to be by myself, with nobody else around, where I can think, and take pictures. But So I come with the idea, he said, you need to take her off the date, do something, take her off, and just open up with her, apologize for what happened. I said, okay. So we go to Elizabeth City to a race. One, so I can take pictures, and two, apologize for my child. Well, going there, she fell asleep because she had a migraine, so I let her sleep on the way there. On the way home, we began to talk. And it was then that I told her that, you know, I'm not sorry for being mad at you for what was going on, but I am sorry the way I handled it. Instead of throwing blame, I should have been there for you. And in return, she apologized to me for doing what she did, and of course to her mama. And that was the night that I told her that my feelings about her not being able to play softball and stuff, and how, you know, I apologize for all the years that I went there to support her as a father, but as a coach. So then she decided that she wanted to look and see and playing at Westland. I put her in the back of her mind. I said, baby, I said, you know people walk on all the time. I said, there's always a chance that you can walk on. You're that good enough. And so she contacted the school. Me and her went over and met with the coach. Super nice guy there, super nice people. We sat down and talked to him for about an hour. Told him all about her background and stuff. He said, I want to see film. And I'm like, where am I going to get film from? She don't play. What am I going to do? Go out there and record her throwing balls at her? Hitting balls to her? How am I supposed to get film? So, in between all this, you know, she's praying about it, and I'm praying about it, and Mama's praying about it. And the coach contacted us, says, well, one of the players that was an incoming freshman, her and two others that were going to be freshmen this year, was playing a travel ball tournament up in Carrick. And one of the girls contacted Kayla at school, through school, and said, do you want to guest play with us? And then, of course, Kayla, I don't know, she said yes right away, but she came and asked me and her mom, and I said, yes, you need to play. And, you know, she was hesitant at first, but it had been 5 years since she picked up a baby softball bat. Matter of fact, I know her glove was dry rotted because when we went out of practice a little bit, I threw the ball and the glove broke. I had it on. So she went and played. They watched her play, and they never really, being honest with you, they never really offered her a spot. They just asked her what number she wanted. So she never, they never told us, I don't know if they ever told her that she was actually on the team, but they asked her what number she wanted, and next thing you know, her picture was on the website. So this whole time this was going on, like I said, we were praying. She was praying. But I was praying. Lord, give me that one chance. To be my daughter's number one fan. Let me capture some that I lost when she was so young. So I kept praying and kept praying. And like I said, it happened. So in Matthew chapter 7, verse 7, it says, keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and the door will open to you. for the Lord, for everyone who asks receives, everyone who seeks finds, and to everyone who knocks, the door will be open. Prayer works. And honestly, I know prayer works because we sit there, we pray that if it was God's will that she gets chosen to be in early college. I know God works because the prayer works because we wouldn't have made it through what we made it through without it. But it was not until this happened that I first realized if I would just pray, it's going to happen. It might not happen when I want it, but it's going to happen. So, last year, I coached Madison, Allie, Madison, Abby, and county ball. See, when I was coaching Kayla, and see, this is how this all works. When I was coaching Kayla, I quit. I wanted to quit coaching because she was going into 12 and under, which she would have been at the time she was 11. And she was moving up in the middle school and stuff like that. And I knew it was time for me to let somebody else coach her. Because I hadn't done my job, but she needed to learn something from somebody else. Every coach coaches a little bit different, and every player gets a little something different from every different coach. So my intent was, when I quit, was to be that dad again. But we put her on a team. She tried out for a team, the Clippers. She made the team. Matter of fact, her and another girl from her original team, she made the team. And everything I learned with Jesus, life's just a rotating circle. So she goes plays with the Clippers. And once again, I want to be a dad. I want to sit back and watch. What happened? First tournament, I'm in the dugout. They want me to help. So I go for another 4 years and help. I wasn't the head coach, but I was still help. And once again, I wasn't going to put mine above the others. So towards the end of that, Julie comes back to us. She comes to play a year and a half before we finally quit. So we were still friends, but now Dad came home to play with us. See how it just goes full circle? And like I said, I wanted to be a dad, but I still coach. So now I'm coaching Allie and Abby and Madison. Look, Madison and Allie, they grew up on a softball field. It was Allie, Madison, and a little girl named Gigi. They were the three youngest ones there. Their strollers sit in a line. Each one of them has stop running their nose. They look like three garbage pail kids. So they grew up on a softball field. And then I started coaching them. Well, I didn't enjoy it, to be honest with you. I enjoyed being around the kids. I didn't enjoy coaching. And we got to this year, and I started coaching this year. Last 2 years I've coached over in Rocky Mount, part of Rocky Mount and Wilson, and that was just a nightmare, just in between the two, just different things. But I had to work to find my team this past year, so I had to do recruiting. I had to call people that used to play with me in the past, like Madison. She played with me 1 year in 8 and under, and then she went off to do travel ball and stuff like that. So I had to call around and find people to play. And to be honest with you, I wasn't going to go call the people that I knew couldn't play. I was going to call people that I knew could play. If I was going to go play, I was going to take my best team that I could. I ain't stupid. I ain't smart, but I ain't stupid. So I called Mally and Tammy. I think I called Mally first. I sent him a Facebook message. And asked him, said, Madison want to play softball. He said, well, she's playing with the Cardinals and stuff right now. So we'll talk about it. And I don't know if I ever heard back from him. Well, maybe you said that you were just too busy. I'm not sure. And I said, I was really bummed about it, so I just want you to know that. So I even told Val, I said, I was hoping Madison would play, but she ain't going to play. Now I got to find a picture. Where am I going to find a picture at? I said, you just don't go find a picture. And I think at the time Jessica was playing with us, Jessica Proctor was playing with us. We had, matter of fact, there were about 6 kids in our church playing on the team. So it should have been called New Hope / Sharpsburg Community Church. So we're sitting there, first night of live crucifixion. And anything, I can tell you as a coach, I did have the mentality that if you didn't want to play for me, I wasn't going to beg you. I was too prideful to beg. So if you didn't want to play for me, that's fine. I just find somebody else. So that first night of live crucifixion that year, I look up. I see the Thompsons. See, I started that year with one question. Why you want me to keep doing it? Why do you want me to keep coaching? I know why. Without a shadow of a doubt. They came that night, and I asked her again. I said, you want? I went to the mama this time. See, I should have went to the mama to start with. Should have went to the mama. I went to the mama, and she said, yes, she wants to play. I said, well, we need to get her signed up. Then I asked her, I said, does Kinsley still play? And she kept playing. She said, yes, she wants to play. So I got the 2 more. So I was 7. So the first thing I did the next day was call Mickey. I said, Mickey, there's 2 people come sign up. Make sure they sign up. You let me know if they don't show up, and I'll call them again. And but that whole time, that season, because I had talked to her several times that I just didn't want to, between church and everything else was going on, I just didn't, it wasn't in my heart to coach no more. Not because I didn't love the kids, I just didn't enjoy it no more. See, I've learned in 25 years that I did coach, kids are changing. They don't want to play with them. They want a position, but they don't want to work for it. They've got out of the habit of earning something. They expect something. That participation trophy thing. And I'm not a real big fan of that. Back when I was playing, if you finished second, that means you were the first loser. You had to come back next time and play better. So I'm sitting there, back there in the back, with, well, his moved now, but in case y'all didn't know it, me and Pop are top flight security. We sit back there in the back. He can't walk good and I can't see good, so y'all in good hands. Y'all like that stuff. And in the back of my mind, I kept wondering why I kept coaching. Well, I kept asking, Lord, why do you want me to keep coaching? Well, I think the biggest part of that is, one of the biggest parts, may not be the only part, because probably other people had something to say so in it. But maybe if I didn't call y'all want to be here today. And she wanted to give her life to the Lord. So after that, I saw that, I knew that it was worth it. I knew that what I needed to do was done. And I told the girls at the end of the game, at the end of the season, and by the way, I cried there too. I told them that it was time for me to quit. It was time for me to be a father. And that, you know, I love them, but this is something I had to do. And I'll end on this. What time is it? 11:39. We're good, ain't we? I'll tell you this because last week we went to church. Well, Allie was. Get off the phone. Last week we went to church. Me and Valerie, we went to see Kelly play softball. She played in the Triangle Classic up in Cary. She played 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. And if you've ever been around me, Valerie knows how I am at a ball field. I don't want to talk. I don't want you to talk to me. I just want to sit there and watch the game. Because I've been on the other side of the field and heard parents' mouth, other people's mouth. So I'm not going to be one of them. Now, if a coach does something that I don't agree with, somebody asks me, I'll tell them. But I ain't going to be the one that comes up and says, I can't believe she told her not to steal second base, get run in the scoring position, so we can score a run, something like that. That's not me. So, when we go up there, at this complex, they had the thick green fence. You could hardly see from the backside. There was tall fence, so you ain't like you could stand down at one of the third baseline or first baseline and stand at the fence and look over. It was tall. So when I had to sit with parents. I had to be a parent. And unfortunately, I had to sit beside Blake most of the time. I had to explain to him what was going on. And the second game, she didn't play the first game, and I understand. I told her, I said, you can't have no expectations going into the season. I said, you're a freshman, for one thing. A lot of times freshmen don't play unless they're that good. I said, second thing is, you'll walk on. So you got to prove yourself 3 times as much as the incoming freshman that got recruited. So you got to be here plus some above everybody else. I said, so don't get discouraged if you don't play. Well, she didn't play the first game. And honestly, I was back in the back of my mind, I was like, that coach could put her in. I couldn't see my daughter play. I want to see her play. And never said nothing, never will say nothing. Matter of fact, she came to us one night, and she was kind of upset because she didn't play. And I told her, I said, nothing that mom and daddy can do for you. You're in college, I have no control. Nothing I can do for you. I can tell you, you go to your coach. I said, but don't go to your coach and ask for playing time. Don't do it. Don't even bring up the question about playing time. You go to your coach and ask your coach what I need to do to improve. What areas do you see me that I got to improve? I said, that's how you handle it. I said, but don't go to no college coach and ask him for playing time. I said, because he ain't going to have that. So I could tell after that day she was a little discouraged. But second game last Sunday, she got in the game. She started. Rockfield. no balls were hit to her. See, I ain't worried about batting. I've always been one that a hitter's gonna hit. But I ain't worried about the defense. I've always been a defensive-minded coach. And I was worried about the defense. Once that ball was hit out there, she don't pitch it. But thankfully, no balls were hit to her. First at bat, she comes up, and let's see, if I remember correctly. First at bat, she comes up, and did she walk? She walked. She's always had the knack of being able to tell what a close strike and close ball is. She don't get that from me because I only got one good eye. So she got on first, and she got stranded at first base. Next time at bat, 3 straight balls. 4 pitch, 3-0 count, pitcher struggling. Don't swing. 4 pitch, she swings, fouls it off. Now I'm thinking in the back of my mind. Didn't say nothing, but I'm thinking in the back of my mind. Why'd you swing? You know I ain't taught you to swing. Your job as a runner or as somebody as strong as quick as you is to get on base no matter what. Walk, kick, walk, stick your elbow out, hit the ball, get on base. Well, next pitch come by, no foul ball. So now it's back to 3-2 count. So from her going to advantage, now the pitcher's back into an advantage. Next pitch, that dreaded right down the middle. See it hit the mid, and he get mad because she didn't swing. So now she swung ball 4, and now she didn't swing at one down the middle of the plate, and she struck out. Still didn't say nothing. Still won't say nothing. Last time at bat, she come up. Of course, Mama Hen over there praying, please Lord, let my baby hit it. Please Lord, let my baby hit it. Please Lord. I didn't know she was texting Crystal and Tom. Tell them to pray that my baby gets a hit. Didn't have a clue that she was doing that. What she do? She is on first. Hard shot line drive between short and third base. So she's on first base with 2 outs. So she goes 1 for 2 that day. But I did say something the last time she came up to bat. It was, come on, Galen, let's go. And she heard me. But I got confirmation that afternoon after the game. My daughter come up to me. I said, Dad, I heard you say my name. I don't know how much it meant to her. Man, I know how much it meant to me. So, if anything you can get from the story is the battle we went through, both personally and in our families. All I can say is, with every battle, there's some type of reward that goes wrong. And I got my last subject. Thank y'all. Give him my whole juice.
Yes.
All right, so now we're going to go into time of prayer with our invitation. So with this message, I'm asking that you take the time to pray, whether it's at your seat or if you want to come up to the altar. But, just like in Matthew 7, we receive what you ask for. And so build that relationship with the Lord and pray and be part of be part of that relationship with the God. And, you know, God wants us to build that relationship with Him. So take these few minutes, pray, whether it's here at the altar or at your desk or at your seat. All right?
If everyone will stand.
Restore
Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here today. We hear a message from Stanley. Hear your word from Matthew 7. And that we ask that your Holy Spirit be with each and every one of us throughout this coming week. Keep us each safe and bring us back together. And we ask that your Holy Spirit also be with Todd and Crystal and have them travel safely and bring them back again safely this weekend. And we ask that your Holy Spirit also be with those that need your healing touch. And we know there are a lot of people in this world that need you, Jesus. We ask that you just touch them and help them go through that healing process, whether it be physical or spiritual. And we can say this name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
She's actually